Thomas Wadverse, how have you been? Finally back. Oh, hello, people of the tube, also.
Hello, people of the tube, and welcome to Talk Squid. And Florian, you know what? I just have one thing I need to say to you, and it's good to be back. I feel safe. I feel safe, Florian. That's all I can say. That's all I can describe it as.
You see, you must feel safe. How have you been after you've abandoned your life of fame on YouTube to work a basic 9-to-5 job?
Honestly, I thought being a celebrity would be great. I was snorting crack off memes. I was doing dope in the clubs with PewDiePie and various other celebrities. And you know what? I just thought, I'm done. I'm actually done. So I had to leave that world behind me, and I just thought, yeah, I'll do the 9-to-5. I will do the Dolly Partings. Is how I like to describe it.
Is that
so?
How's the progress on getting married and reproducing?
Well,
how soon till you can produce young children with crooked teeth, Tom?
As per British tradition, what we do is we have various ceremonies throughout the year in order to get ready to that stage. One of the ceremonies is mortgage. So that's plan one. So there's mortgage, wedding, and babies eventually. But again, I'm worried that the teeth aren't going to be crooked enough. What do you think? Should I be concerned? Should I see a doctor?
I suppose not seeing a doctor would be the best way to keep the teeth crooked.
Right, I see. That.
I think you need to see a dentist, right? Not a doctor.
Don't see anyone. They must be pure and natural.
You're right.
Be good with teeth, at least.
You're right. I'm gonna do things to stimulate the teeth. Do you think if I gave bad? Is that how DNA works, Florian? If I break my teeth, and then
teeth are passed on.
Well, that's how Ubisoft thinks that DNA works, but I'm pretty sure it's not how it works. Even though I have heard conflicting studies about this thing. Apparently, if a mother suffers trauma and then becomes pregnant, the children might be affected in some way, especially in rats. Apparently, if they're hungry all their life, the children have a different relationship.
Holy shit! I heard the same thing. Like they did a weird study in Alaska where all the food supplies were like really carefully monitored by the government. So they actually had a record of like how much food and things they had like in different years, and they did this study over the data, and they found that people who were born in a famine would be thinner, but even if they had more access to food, like their weight would just be different.
Isn't that weird? You'd think they'd get fat easily after they've been hungry or starved.
I don't know. I know for me, when I don't eat for a day, like the next day, I can't live. I can't survive, Florian. I'm done.
Well, clearly what happens is that if you watch enough British television with people that have crooked teeth, then your children are bound to also have crooked teeth, so you should be fine.
It's like what we view somehow becomes part of our children. How does that work, Florian? That doesn't make sense, but I think you're right. I think you've got the theory. You should be a scientist.
You just gotta make sure not to watch Game of Thrones, or else they'll fuck each other, your boy and your girl, and
I encourage you.
And the third one will just be a dwarf. You really gotta watch out for Game of Thrones. It's I'm gonna lock him in a room. I'm gonna just light some, and that's what it's gonna be. Wait, what's happened? What has happened?
I don't know. Someone went out with Skype and it freaked me out. I was like, have we cut the stream?
We're not on Skype anymore. Hang up on Skype. Anyways.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're just doing. Well, Tom just randomly showed up as he usually does, and I was recording a Volga video. So if you go halfway into that Volga video that I put in the description, you can see more of me and Tom. By the way, Tom is the guy who I started this YouTube channel with, and then he abandoned the life. But maybe he's back for more. I don't know. Are you, Tom? Do you think you can be up for like short videos? Have you seen my new content? I make different videos now. They're more.
I've seen the clickbait. Yeah, it does. It spams my stream, but just out of respect, I still subscribe. So
you retweeted one of my videos. So I'm sure you must have enjoyed the clickbait in some way.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for those kind of things. I'm just like, really give me that clickbait. So it's that dark hole of YouTube I was telling you about, Florian. I just keep going down it.
You sure like YouTube and all its dark crevices.
So, yeah, I don't know if I'm back for good, but I'm in a good routine at the moment. I've started a new job. Sam's got a new job. We get home and we do our own thing now and again. So it might become a thing. You know, I can't see why not, but it's just I'm lazy, and the job I've got right now is stupid hours. It's just time, and it leaves me exhausted.
What are you doing now, anyways? You keep switching job every time I talk to you. It's like you got a new job. Are you like Donald Duck?
Donald? What?
He always gets fired and gets a new job every episode. Don't you know your ducks?
Yeah, but Florian, at the base of it, he's still in the Navy somehow.
No, he just really likes that.
Really? That's what it is? But he even has a little cute top. What's that about?
Well, he was only in the Navy in like the first movies. But the first parts of DuckTales where he was... He was a spy at one point even.
Do you think if there was some sort of Disney war, he would call to arms in the Navy? Do you think that's what he would do?
They would draft him against Hitler again, just like back then. Imagining to be working for Hitler.
I'm just imagining Donald Duck being fired out of a torpedo in a submarine right now.
and then just goes berserk and destroys everything.
Yeah. He gets all angry, and then there's like, you know in cartoons when they get really angry and there's like just question marks and hashtags all over. It just is like a little bullet, and then he's got a little metal cap on it. He goes right into another submarine. I would pay for that movie. I've got to make it happen. Why aren't he? It's happening. It's happening. It makes me uncomfortable now. I used to enjoy it, but now I'm just like, it's too realistic. I'm sort of like not sure what's going on right now.
I'm not sure if I'm even doing it well. I haven't done it in ages.
No, you're doing it really. Wait, really? You haven't done it since I've left? Is that how?
Am I the perfect duck impression?
I was worried. I was hoping you'd be harnessing it, like, you know, sort of like giving it more flavor and emboldening it, like taking it to the streets. Like, have you heard of busking?
I have not.
Right, okay, so crash course in British culture. We have this thing called busking, right? So it's where you're in the middle of London, Manchester, whatever. You're going through a train station and there's people playing music, and you give them money, and we call it busking, right? So basically, I don't think there's laws against it. So honestly, like the kind of things you'll see walking through like London or the bigger cities can be outrageous, right? So there's this one guy in Glasgow, I think it is, in Scotland. He has a trombone or a trumpet, something like that, and fire, literal fire comes out of this trumpet while he's playing. So he's there with like that, and then there's flames going everywhere, and people are throwing money at him, and that's busking. So you should do busking in Innsbruck with your quack noise, and just see what kind of money and attention.
Maybe I'll just dress up like Donald Duck. I'll just take off my pants and put on a blue shirt. It will be perfect.
Yeah.
And then I rampage around quacking wildly.
Yeah, and then you'll get better at it, and then before you know it, you're going to get picked up by the Austrian version of Britain's Got Talent.
I thought you were going to say the cops.
No. They will be the people to recognise it. Say, oh my god, this guy's really good, right? Let's call the agency, and then you get picked up. That's what's going to happen for you. Don't be ridiculous. They wouldn't. Don't put you in prison for that. They'd be in awe.
Also, they'll never know it'll be you because you're in a costume.
Oh, that's true. The ultimate disguise. They'd be like, oh, this man hasn't got his penis out. He's obviously a duck, and as we know in cartoons, ducks and things don't have genitals for some reason.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just tuck it in real good.
Oh yeah, you've got it. Have you ever tried to do that?
Well, of course.
Oh right, never mind. Like I No, wait. No, I'm going too far. Right, I'm not saying anything.
Oh yeah,
can't.
like there's times where you pretended to be a girl in the bass. Oh yeah, I bet
Oh,
you did
yeah.
that.
Well, yeah. Come on, every guy's done that, right, Paul?
Well, the problem is you can't fap to it because you tucked your dick in. So what is it good for, really?
Plus, if you want to go lolly on it, you need to shave your pubes, and it's like...
Oh, you
He
gotta
wants to
shave
do-
those anyways. It's fucking
No.
grotesque. You gotta
What?
shave them to be a real man.
But it's cushion. It's cushioning.
It's itchy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're missing out so much. The shaven wank is just the best experience ever.
But the noise, Florian, the noise of it.
I've actually noticed that.
It's
one time
like
I was accidentally recording and you could really hear the fapping.
Oh yeah, it's like thunderclaps. It is. It's really. It
Yeah,
really
it
goes at it.
Otherwise,
what-
it's just rustling.
Yeah, that's it. It's sort of like you go from sort of like fap in the woods to like fap in the open, isn't it? Although, are things louder in the desert than they are in the woods? Because sound go further? Is that how it works?
It's really hard to tell. Well, I
Yeah.
guess it might be louder.
I don't know.
Well, there's
don't
also
know.
echo if there's like a wood somewhere.
Yeah.
But if you're
So-
not in it,
I haven't just changed job. I've changed location. So I've moved from that lovely house I had before to probably an even nicer house, actually, in some ways. 2 hours away from where I live. So I live in Wales now. So Wales is a part of Britain. Paul, where do you live anyway?
In Barnsley,
he's
Barnsley?
still not moved. Yep.
Oh
South
my-
Yorkshire.
I
know.
used to. Oh yeah, you do sound like a Yorkshire. I used to go to Barnsley all the time. It's a shithole, isn't it, Paul?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know because I don't leave outside. I wouldn't know.
No, he's just really averse. He would never say anything bad about anyone.
I
Right.
remember one other time where I was in town and some woman would just kept shouting, swearing, saying,
Right.
"Fuck this place!
Yeah.
This
See,
place is a
that's
shithole."
yeah. That's town pride for you. Those are just the nice things.
No, it's Paul's sister Sammy. She told me it's such an underprivileged area and the wages are so bad there.
Yeah, it is bad. Well, I used to go through Barnsley to go to Rotherham. And Rotherham's what? Paul, what's your opinion? Rotherham's kind of nice, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, Paul, leave your house! I don't believe he actually went to town. I think someone sort of like... I think he accidentally got put in the trash and he classed it as a field trip and he
I
was
was
really
playing
just
Pokemon
in the
Go.
bin man.
Oh my god, Pokemon Go, that's the only reason why he left his house.
Oh my god, of course.
This is becoming like an episode of the Ricky Gervais show.
Yeah. Fucking hell. The only reason he left his house for Pokemon Go. Jesus Christ.
There
That
was
doesn't...
a Dratini down the street.
Right. That's possible. So, yeah,
Cal,
I
there
live
isn't
in...
a Dratini down there. I don't see a Dratini, mate.
Oh yeah, he did talk about the Pokemon as well. That was
Yeah.
the only thing. It's not like you're completely like him at all.
There's,
I'm not bald, bro.
Just give it some time.
yeah. Time
Man, my
takes
hair
its toll
grows
on
like
all of
really
us.
fast.
Does it?
Oh
Yeah.
no, maybe it'll fall out fast too that way.
Maybe you're like a beaver, but with hair. Like,
When I was
maybe
in
if you
col-
let it grow long enough, it'll eventually kill you in some way. Like, wrap around your
Oh my
neck.
God.
When I was
That's what
in
happens
college,
to beavers, right?
I let my hair grow and grow, and it went down past my shoulders.
Did it? So did mine, actually,
I
at one
think-
point.
Well, there's definitely some animals where it happens. Maybe it's
What, the
moles.
hair?
No, the teeth.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely beavers. If it grows too long, it goes into the brain.
There's also
Like what-
some boars where that can happen with the tusks.
Like, what dickhead of evolution does that? Like, you need to chew wood every day or otherwise you're just gonna die? Like, what sense does that make?
Well, it's all random, you know. It's all just randomly generated, and whatever dies. But if it dies after it's reproduced, it doesn't matter. So that's why all our life spans are only like 100 years at the very most, and most things only live like 2 or 3 years, because they just reproduce and then they die, and that's just a cycle.
Right. Well, that makes me feel better.
Yes,
knowing
lucky
that.
you that you get to live up to 80 or something.
Well, Sam's already decided she's gonna kill herself at 50.
Okay.
No, see, I'm like honestly, like we. So anyway, the sort of living work situation now is that I moved to a place called Wales, which is backwards. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. But Sam has this thing where she wants to be a tree when she dies, so her shortcut to that is gonna crash into a tree, and that's how she's gonna end it up. I don't know how crashing into a tree equals being a tree, but it does somehow.
Just the more I hear about women, the less respect I have for them.
It's just part and parcel of being with a woman, Florian. You just got to deal with that.
You're just gonna nod your head and say, "Yeah, okay, you're gonna."
Oh
be a
yeah,
tree
I am
girl."
the long-suffering husband. I'm just like, yeah, yes dear, yes dear.
Okay.
You'll make a good tree.
Yeah, you'll make a good tree, Whomping Willow. So she, yeah, we keep looking at these trees, and she's like, "What?" And I don't know where this has come from.
I
This is the
definitely want
scary
to be
thing.
this one.
She's like, that looks like a nice tree. I was like, yeah, it does. Why? And she said, oh well, I keep thinking about crashing into trees randomly. And I was,
What? She's trying to figure out which tree to crash into?
yeah, because she's got new medication, and I was like,
But then,
you know,
then the tree would be wrecked as well as her, so she'd be a crippled tree.
No, right. Her opinions on like death and stuff just frightens me. She's on new medication, and she was saying some weird shit. She was sort of like, yeah, that looks like a nice tree, you know, I want to be a tree when I die. And right, you probably don't know this about England or Britain, but basically you're an organ donor by default. So you have to opt out of it, and Sam decided to opt out, which I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing that. But she's sort of like the opposite of Egyptian religion. Like, her organs need to be in her body when she dies. She just something about not having her organs just really bothers her. But yet she wants to be a tree, and I'm just like, well, when you're a tree, trees don't have organs anyway, unless you sort of watch that Headless Horseman film. But other than that, you watch that film?
What,
I'm getting up. Yeah, that film was so shit. But I remember a scene where weren't they like bodies in a tree or something?
I honestly don't remember it, actually. I probably should rewatch it.
It was a weird film.
Anyways, what kind of medication is she on then? Is it some kind of...
Prozac.
Is it like at the times when they used to prescribe LSD or something really tough, really addictive?
It's seriously like the stereotype Prozac. Like, you must have heard of that.
I know, but what does it do?
It's just antidepressant medication. But it's
of course it is.
It's the best one she's ever been on, actually. But then the tree talk starts coming, then the things about the trees, and then I was sort of like quite worried, but she's okay.
God, what do you even do when you... Yeah, God, how can she be depressed? Oh, God.
It's just one of those things for her.
Are you
It's fine.
depressing her?
No, it's fine. I don't really care. It's sort of like I don't. It's just that's her thing. So it's like it's fine. It just doesn't.
She's just depressed. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It just she takes the pills and carries on. It's just.
Anyways, how is this plan of you working out? You said you had mortgage, but then you moved. So did you? How can you have mortgage on a house that you don't own, or do you own a house that you don't live in? What the hell's going on with your plan?
Basically, what we did, it was like a change that we wanted. I mean, to be honest, we almost moved to Wales. We almost moved to Wales like 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, we were just going to do it, but we did it this time. So basically, we put 6 months rent down on this house. It's $650 a month, and we're just renting at the moment. So we're not paying.
Wait, you put down rent? What does that mean?
Yeah, I put down like a deposit on a house.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But we put down 6 months rent. So we sort of said,
okay.
Yeah, so here's rent for 6 months. We're gonna live here rent free for 6 months, and we had to do that because we needed to get new jobs, and you can't get a house in, well, anywhere really, without having wage slips. But we didn't have wage slips because we were getting new jobs. So I've got a new job in Wales, and Sam's got a new job in Wales, and we work 5 minutes from each other, and it's absolutely amazing. It was the best decision we've ever made.
Oh, you can always get to eat together then. That must be nice.
Well, we did it once, but other than
It really paid off.
Well, yeah, well,
maybe you could even carpool.
Well, we do. This is it. We car share. We car share. So I work 8:30 till 5:30, and it's a long shift. Half an hour break, and Sam works 9 to 5 with a half an hour break. So we can meet up for lunch more often, but my problem is I usually just work through my lunch anyway, so I'm just a bit. It's my fault, really. But yeah, it's best decision we've ever made. The weather is fucking incredible. We have a nice big house with gardens and sunshine, and we live 10 minutes from the beach. Yeah, we can see the beach from our house, so it's just fucking absolutely gorgeous. So
okay, so what about mortgage then? How do you have a mortgage?
Well, we don't have one yet. This is what we're trying to get. So
you're planning to buy this house that you're in?
Well, this house isn't available to buy, but
makes sense.
We loved that. Yeah, we loved the house, so we're gonna be here for about at least probably 7 or 8 months, I think, and then hopefully in that time we'll saved up money for a mortgage again, because the job I've got now is pretty good pay. Sam's job isn't as good, but we're saving money.
Watch out.
Why?
You shouldn't make the same mistake as me. When I got all my money from Isaac, I just went and intelligently invested it in real estate.
Right.
It's just not worth it. It just doesn't pay off as much as well as you'd think. You'd be way better off just renting houses and keeping the money, because money now is so much more valuable than money later. And if once you buy a house, you can't move away from it, and you'll just be indebted to the bank until, I don't know, 20, 30 years. Yeah. There's no freedom in buying a house.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I you know what? I am really of the same opinion. It's weird, isn't it? Because I think everyone tells you to get a mortgage because it is cheaper than renting.
It's the thing that made sense back in the day, but it doesn't make sense anymore. The robot uprising is probably going to happen in 50 to 100 years, and your house is only going to pay off in like 50 years. So it's not going to be worth it anyways. You're just going to get wiped out by robots by the time you've lived yourself in.
I'm kind of... But I want to build up my armory, and for that I need a house. So that's an intelligent investment to me. Yeah, exactly.
But it is just futile to resist. They're going to be better than us in every way. They're just going to... They'll get us eventually.
Yeah, well, of course they're going to be better than us, but we've got to do what we can to survive, Florian. Jesus Christ. Don't be so defeatist. I'm building up my armory. I've got an EMP. Well, it's not really an EMP. It's just sort of a screwdriver that it's magnetic at the end. But it's the same thing. It's, it could kill a robot. It could kill a robot. Definitely.
It's a really electrified screwdriver, yep.
Yeah, well, it's kind of magnetic. It can pick up one screw, but it drops two. So I think it's a good start. It's my armory. Leave me alone.
It'll be perfect.
It will be good. So,
well, I just think I'll live on in the robot uprising that I've created. So it's not defeatist, really. Just going to the next generation. Okay,
Florian, it's called the singularity. That's what you're talking about. You're waiting for the singularity, aren't you? It's the moment.
I'm hoping to make it. Yeah, I'll program the singularity.
You program the singularity. Oh god, it doesn't require programming. It's the hive mind. It's where all AI just comes together as one.
AI needs to be programmed.
You're gonna have Siri fucking Cortana, and Cortana like suck a dick of Alexa. It's gonna happen. AI's gonna.
Then they're gonna have children. Oh no.
Yeah, and then Google's gonna come in and spunk all over everyone. That's what's gonna happen. That's the singularity. It's an orgy of AI. It's an AI orgy, Florian.
Oh yes.
Do you think AI have children by programming their own?
I suppose that would make the most sense. Let's put all the effort together.
I think that's just evolution, isn't it? Gotta reproduce.
They gotta reproduce, otherwise they'll never replace us.
That's have you heard about like the AI bots that play it's called Go? Have you heard of it? It's like an ancient Chinese game.
Pretty obscure, and I don't even understand how anyone could play it. I think it's just so complex that any just a computer understanding it would beat anyone. Obviously, it's just so ridiculously complex.
Yeah.
I
how do you play it? I don't know how.
I have no idea. He just plays. I guess he plays rocks and you can't take away rocks, but then there's certain rules where you can't place rocks. It's all ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the AI just beat the world champion like 3 times in a row.
Oh yeah, and that's only happened like 3-4 years ago. So where the hell is it now, anyways?
I don't know, but they try and use these now, don't they? In other things like weirdly enough. This was something I read the other day, but the AI, is it called Blue? That AI robot, the famous one?
Not heard of that.
It's called I think it's called Blue AI or something. It's just one of those big...
The company that makes the microphones, Blue Yeti?
No, not that, Florian. That's an obscure one.
It's gonna come alive, this microphone in front of me. I can feel it.
It's vibrating.
Gonna take its vengeance.
Phallic in shape. So it weirdly enough, the NHS, the Great British Health Service, it was using AI to help predict like heart attacks and stuff in patients, and then it'd automatically book appointments for these patients that kept coming in, and it's weird how much we use AI like every day.
Cool.
We're taking all our jobs.
Like the stock market is like run on AI. Like the amount of
a bit scary.
Honestly, like the amount of calculations and selling and buying that happens like every fucking microsecond is just ridiculous, and it's all done by like AI. I won some money in the stock market the other day.
You did? How much?
Yeah.
Did you take out your stocks already?
Well, okay, so I was playing. It was one of those where they give you fake money, but it is the same market.
What?
And
money? You mean free?
Well,
yeah. They gave you real money, right?
No, it was digital money. It wasn't real money. But you can. What? It's not that hard to understand, is it? It was
it's just
digital.
Weird that you would play Monopoly with the stock market.
Well, it's kind of like to sort of get to grips with it, and they gave me £300, and I actually I actually made a profit of £200.
Well,
and then I lost it all.
Yeah, see, that's the point of losing it all.
Yeah, I know. I lost it all like 3 weeks later. I made I'm not kidding. I invested in Australian dollars or something, and then the whole fucking election happened, and all my profits went.
If only you could have immediately invested, but then Trump called Australia, and then I'm sure their currency collapsed.
Yeah, something like that. Fucking
he hung up on Australia, so so clearly no one's taking that country seriously anymore.
No. So fuck all countries, in my opinion, right now.
I made a little profit in stocks, but then I bought the same stock again, and then that time it went down. So so now I'm like even. They got like a few 100,000 in there, and it's just going up and down. I guess it's They force you to buy that here, so otherwise you don't get your tax breaks. It's weird.
Really? Oh, you got to get stocks and bonds.
Well, I guess it doesn't have any risk to it, but it's just some weird stock that. I guess it's a fairly good deal, actually.
I have heard stuff like that. I know a guy who he said he doesn't. He said he does use banks, but he says for some of his money he puts it in stocks and bonds, and he says like the investment return he gets is quite good sometimes. And he said some people do use it like a bank, even though they shouldn't.
I wonder if he wants you to invest. Oh boy.
I was looking into it, and then I said, but you had to put £100 up front to open an account, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Ponzi scheme, yeah. So that didn't happen. So at the moment, I'm saving my money. Fucking Sam bought a MacBook Pro, and I've bought.
Oh no!
How much did that cost?
She paid £500.
Well, at least he's making websites. So I guess you might need it.
Yeah, well, her job she's got it's a really cool job, but she just doesn't get paid for it. She works for the North Wales News, so they make all the newspapers for Wales.
Who the fuck would want to get into newspapers in this day and age? Wow.
Well, she makes the websites. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of the most.
They don't pay her.
Well, they do pay her, just not well. Like she doesn't get paid, even though she's so overqualified for a job. Like even the guy said that. But I think she just wanted an easy job and quickly because
typical woman.
Well, yeah, she was like at home. I mean, I got a job straight away, and it took Sam another month. So
she's already planning to have children. She's probably just gonna poke holes in the condom at one point, and then she'll just quit her job
come on now.
Raise children.
You think I use a condom? Jesus Christ, Florian! I've never used one.
Well, you might not use the pill then, or whatever.
Yeah,
maybe you're just really unfertile. Who knows?
Oh my god!
Maybe
my dreams are smashed.
Every 3 years.
Oh my god, no. Well, you might be right about this whole baby thing, because one day I came home and there was a nest, and I was like, "This is strange," and she was like, "Oh, don't mind me," and then she was sort of like sitting down, squatting. Squatting is how I'd describe it.
Got the nester.
Yeah, and then there was something under it, and she wouldn't let me have a look. So I don't know. Is that a bad sign?
You not to mind her.
Pretty much.
You just left her there.
I just sort
Paul
of
would have just moved on and not been suspicious in any way. Yep, she's just squatting there, but she told me not to mind her, so I better go.
Yeah, that's it. I can imagine Paul being one of those people that are just in a burning building and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, don't mind me," and just sort of like the fire brigade are trying to save him, and he's like, "Oh, no bother, don't worry about me." And it's like, "Sir, you're on fire," and he's just like, "Oh, don't waste that water on me. There's Africans who need water." That's quite selfish of you, Mr. Fireman. Oh, no bother. I honestly imagine Paul as just some sort of Yorkshire Winnie the Pooh. He's sort of like he's quite round, but he's not too round. He's just well fed, and he's just sort of like bumbles around with his Pokemon Go. And then he coincidentally grabs food on the way home because there's a Charmander in the shop. And he's sort of like, well, while I'm here, I might as well eat today. So I'm just going to pick up these noodles. I'm sorry, Paul.
And then one day he gets his head stuck in something because he has a Pokemon on the other side. Just like that episode of Cool Babies got stuck the entire episode.
Yeah, he can't be bothered going round the aisle, so he's just like, I'm going to poke my head through these cereal boxes and I'm going to get this Charmander on the other side, and then he gets stuck. Oh my god, that's it. Oh my god. I can really see it now. This is weird.
Oh,
my vision's blurred with these.
I can't remember the last time I seen a Charmander.
That's his takeaway, alright.
Yeah, out of all of that, he's just sort of like...
And I did get noodles on my way home earlier.
See, there you go. He's blind.
He's having a completely different discussion from us. He's just picking up on certain things.
He's like cherry picking.
It's almost what happened. I was going away home.
Oh my god, we've perfectly described him, yes.
Yeah, this is it. I've only spoken to him like twice. What is this?
He's not even insulted, he just knows it's true.
It's just...
my older sister Sam on the way home. So I decided to go with her to Quad Day. We got packs of noodles.
Yeah, see? There you go. Okay, right. So, Florian, I need to tell you something, right? So, right. I've moved to a new place. I have no friends. All my friends live 2-3 hours away. New job, don't know anyone. And they're actually not... They're nice people, but they're not. I wouldn't be friends with them outside of work. So.
Oh, that's real nice of you.
Well, they're all old. They're all old people. Like they all have kids, and You know, they just
No
they're not
respect for the old, huh?
they're not nerds. Okay, so
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks then if they're not nerds.
yeah, well, this is it. They work with computers, but they're definitely not nerds. So
Damn.
Paul will know it, but there's this chain of game stores called CEX, right? And you go in and you sell your cheap secondhand games. So we've done this big move. There's lots of games that
What's wrong with Steam?
Well, no, because I wanted to sell. I wanted to sell my games.
Oh.
So I had loads of CD'd games like 360, PS3. They don't take PC
Oh my
games.
god, I can't believe you spent money on that stuff. Why didn't you just
it's
do
cheap.
PC stuff? Oh yeah,
No,
so
'cause
cheap.
it's-
Just buy
yeah.
consoles. Just shitloads of consoles. They'll only take up space and money, no problem.
Yeah, but they are some good games for consoles for you. And you can't. They are some good games. You know, you can't deny that. But they're so
Well,
cheap.
there's Bloodborne, but yeah.
Well, I played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and they were really good, and they were cheap because I was like, I'll get a PS3, it's like 90 quid. I'll get all 3 games for like £5 because they're old. That's usually why I get consoles, because I want the good games, but I don't want to buy them outright. So anyway, sidetrack. So I was like, okay, let's sell these games, and Sam didn't want to go with me because
Oh no, she can't be separated from the games.
no, it wasn't that. I mean, I dragged her anyway, but you have to get all your games scanned. They have to check for scratches on the disc because it's the Dark Ages, and
Well, it is if you're still selling games.
Yeah, well, and I was there for like an hour, sort of.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Time well spent.
Yeah, but you can't move.
How much money did you make?
I made 35 quid.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
For one
It
game.
would have been better to work.
I know, and yeah, that's a good point. And I had, I'm not kidding, I had about 20 games, like DS
Oh
games.
my god.
I know, and DVDs, because they do DVDs as well, because I still own some DVDs that were like in the packaging that I got for my birthday or something.
At least you got rid of all that old junk.
Well, you know what the best-selling thing was that I gave them? A 3D version of The Hobbit Blu-ray, 3D Blu-ray Hobbit.
Oh, I love The Hobbit.
I know. I watched it once when we bought a 3D TV, and we've only used the 3D once, and that was for The Hobbit, and then we've just never used it any other time.
But this 3D is actually really cool in the cinema.
It is, it is cool, but that's the cinema. You expect to use it one time, but then when you buy it, it's like you don't use it at all.
Well,
but
it's probably not on the most things you watch, is it?
No, you have to pay separately. So I was I was in CEX, and I knew it was going to be a long day. So I started talking to the clerk or assistant, whatever you call him, scanning my games, and we got chatting, and it was really, we were having a really good chat, having lots of fun. And then I don't know what possessed me, but right at the end I said, why don't you add me on Facebook? Because yeah, I know it's something I've never done. I don't like making friends, Paul. Never mind. Go to sleep. Get in your box. So I just did that. I was like, right, okay, I've just made a friend. He immediately adds me on Facebook. This is also the same weekend where my family are down. He finishes work, and then I'm like, oh, I see him, and this is with my sister, Sam, my sister's new baby. I'm an uncle now, Florian, by the way.
Me too.
Wow.
Yeah, I know I'm an uncle now. Things have changed. And my mum, so they all meet him within like 5 minutes of me becoming friends with him. And I'm like, oh yeah, did you add me on Facebook? And he's like, oh yeah, I've already done it. And it's like, he's already liked like 20 photos of me. And I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck have I done? What have I got involved with? But we've been friends since.
And he turns out to be like the cable guy.
I'm not kidding, right? Okay, this is where it gets really fucked up. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, I've become friends with him. And we're still friends. We're really good friends actually now. And so I decide, right, okay, let's get to know him. And this is, I don't know why I do these things, but I'm like, okay, let's go eat together. So we meet at a pub, we drink drinks, He didn't put any drugs in there, by the way. This isn't a date rape story. It's not that kind of story. But he,
I almost thought you would die in this story, Tom.
I know. This is me as AI, and I just remembered it. Yeah, I know. Have you seen Black Mirror? It's that episode. This is happening. No. Okay, so yeah, we went for drinks. It was super weird and uncomfortable. He smoked about 7 cigarettes in an hour because he was so nervous because he did
smoke.
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I don't smoke. I've never smoked.
Why do you accept people smoking around you? Wow.
Well, I didn't. This is the thing. I didn't know he smoked, and he was like apologizing the whole time. He was like, "I'm so sorry."
Oh my god.
He was like,
stop doing it,
yeah,
damn it.
It was like, "I'm so sorry that I'm smoking. I don't know why I'm doing it." And I said, "Well, you haven't noticed it." And he's called Sam, by the way. He
of course, everyone's called Sam.
This is it. So he and I was like, "Sam, it's because you're super fucking nervous and you're sweating like a pig. That's why you're smoking." But yeah, we got burgers. I ate a burger with him, and we've been friends since. And it's still the weirdest thing I've ever done. Just making a random friend after a half an hour to an hour conversation.
You say that, but you always make weird friends.
I do.
Remember Joey?
Oh yeah,
a guy we were in a video once, and then you met him in real life.
Yeah, I met him 2-3 times.
And you even had him on Facebook. You saw how hideous he was, and you still met him.
Dude, have you seen the girls he's with?
Oh,
fucking hell, he gets some fit girls, doesn't he?
Well,
Honestly, don't know how he does
it. Weird. They kind of look like blow-up dolls, so perfect. It's weird.
Do you think he photoshops them in?
Maybe he hires hookers to
I don't know.
Rescope.
I've been. Oh shit! You don't know? Do you know the story about when I brought Joey to meet my friends?
Maybe. Probably not.
Oh my god! Is this? No, this is a story for another video.
Oh man, I can't.
No,
wait.
I've got to save this.
I will wait.
I'm serious.
I'm just looking forward to it.
Oh my god, 2 worlds collide, Florian. It was like David meets Goliath. It was the battle.
Was it like the IT crowd meeting like a soccer team?
Oh, it was the... Oh my god. I mean, no, it wasn't even that. Like, think of it this way. Joey was the IT crowd and I was the soccer team. Like,
oh my god.
I know, yeah. The twist in this story will blow your mind. Oh fucking hell! It was so fucked up. So that's a story for another time.
How much time you got today?
I was gonna say I think I've got to wrap this up.
Oh no!
I know. So, that's part 1 of the catch up of Florian and Tom. I hope you join us next time and sign us out.
This was pretty good. We gotta do more.
Okay.
We're gonna have more Tom. This is probably why the people subscribe to this channel in the first place.
Probably. Alright, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe.